God wins always.
Always. Always. That was a lot.
Right. Yeah, because
Oh man. Wow.
well, those guys can see. Obviously, we done been through a lot. I'm here with Miss Allie pop-up episode. Y'all when he ready for back.
We back.
Listen, sis, and this is something I have because like I told the people I got my Mother's Day wine right here. So
Yes.
I'm a rub.
Yes.
I'm not. Oh, y'all know who I am already. This is Miracle Sims, God, Sex, and Love. I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm just gonna give it for the alley. That finna happen to this. In Jesus' name, the chat.
In Jesus' name, that's what we do it.
Oh, we gonna
No. I'm so sick of this. Like, okay, so now you're just making it obvious because I couldn't get on SMAP. I couldn't get on the first link. I couldn't. Then you couldn't hear me. My mic and camera couldn't be on. Then it wasn't allowing. So all of a sudden, my browser said no.
tell them about it. Tell them about it. Sis. I'm sitting here like, now, never have ever have I seen a thing pop up and it's like the only options I have is to either remove the person or to block the person. I'm like, I don't want either one of those. Can I add the person in? can I get that option, please?
Right? Like, where is the normal stuff at? Anybody?
It's crazy out here, man. Listen. Look, we crazy stuff until you pop into our lives, Allie.
Hey.
Just kidding.
Do you hear that feedback?
When?
Do you hear it?
Now?
Oh.
I
I don't know if you want to check those comments to see if we sound funky, but it sounds real bad on my side.
People, do y'all hear us? More importantly, do you hear Allie? That's the main thing. Do you hear her? Look, I ain't this important right now.
I'm gonna have to record what it sounds like. That's really weird.
Good, we good. We
Yeah. You can hear. Okay. All right. Cool.
says it's bad.
Huh?
Someone else says it's bad, but
the feedback almost sounds like a bunch of mics all together, and it's really underwater.
Is it a thing from last time? Like, are you live on another page? Like,
woo! Hold on. Say something.
Something.
Say something again.
Hello, testing 1, 2, 3, testing.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. I don't know if we both sound like that.
Talk on and I'll listen on mine.
Oh, I think we froze. Don't sound bad on her side.
Just do it and I'll listen to it on the other thing. And
you got earphones?
Yeah.
Can you get earphones so it's not a echo? And then no.
It was me.
Just keep talking.
No. Okay, so hold up. I can hear that there's. Woo! We doing this.
Let us be great.
Do you see my screen? I can hear myself, so that's still going. But do you see my screen?
See me?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's bad? What the fuck?
It seems like it sounds good on my end.
I'm recording this right now and I'm about to send it to you. Okay, wait. So keep talking?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're just gonna talk about this and see if it clears up because on my side it's showing up something different, but mom is listening to this playback and it sounds fine. So all right. Well, I want to talk about the porn industry, and the reason why I want to talk about this is because there are some of my friends who are in the life and who are calling me as we speak and are trying to figure some shit out. If you go to Pornhub, if you go to RedTube, if you go to UJIS.com, if you go to these porn sites, you will see that this is not you're not watching an intimate or an intimate video. This is so I'm gonna let this distract me. This is so weird. I wish I could see what my side sounds like. I'm gonna record it so you can see it, but
Distractions, little things kind of getting your way.
I can't hear.
You can't hear me?
I can barely hear you.
Oh, well.
Okay. Okay. So, I want to talk about some people think that porn is this intimate spice up to the bedroom, a place to boost your confidence, a place to find tips and tricks, or something to get horny to help you and whoever you're with. No, you are watching and interacting with someone's rape and torture videos. You are taking part in their rape videos. There's some videos that people can't watch because of the way the what my screen is black. Can you guys hear me? Can you still hear me? It's black.
She is black. I don't know if you can hear me. See you clear on my end. We hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, we see and hear you. I don't know if you can hear me, but
Keep going. Ignore it.
Okay. So I'm gonna post this video after so you guys can see what I see. But train of thought.
saying we take part of by watching, we take part in the rape videos.
Yes, the rape and the torture. I have friends who are okay. Woo! Sorry guys. On my side, this does not look the same. But mom is looking at this video and it's fine. Hold on one second. Okay, I can't hear that echo. I'm losing my train of thought. I can't fucking hear the echo.
It's all right. We're here with you, man. I'm right here with you. You said that you had something that's reaching out to you.
Yeah, I have a friend who is in the life who works for Pornhub, and it doesn't not works for Pornhub. She is a victim. I'm not sure how deep it goes for her, because I met her when I was 14 and she was my trainer. She is now in her early 30s, but she is a major and well-known porn star. There are some major guy porn stars who I swear my train of thought. I'm so sorry. 1 second. Just breathe and think.
Sounds good, sis. I wish I could send you some of this Mother's Day wine. I wish I could.
I love you. I'm like, oh my God.
It's okay. I mean, those things happen to try to get in your way. But if I could share with the people one thing that I was telling you earlier, I know that for me, it was kind of hard watching porn anyway before I met you and heard about the things that you were saying. Um, because for me, I just never really. After a while, it looks like okay, this woman is just being, it doesn't look like she's enjoying it. Things like that is how I looked at porn anyway. Those times that I did watch it, and so for whatever reason, I just couldn't really get into it. But then once I heard you share the realities of the situation and that majority of these things are rape videos and whatnot, then like the look in the women's eyes, things like that made more sense to me when I thought back on those things. And so that's why it's important for me. I wanted to have this conversation on God, sex, and love anyway, as a panel discussion. But when you were saying you wanted to talk about it, I know that you've seen things firsthand. That obviously, those of us that are just, I guess, maybe consumers or people that just look at this as entertainment or whatever the case is, obviously we don't have that behind the scenes information. So I just think it takes the time to do this today, and hopefully it's going to shed some light to people about the realities of this industry. So
Yeah, I heard that clear. Thank you. There were times where there's a difference because there's so many, like I said, levels of trafficking. There's and especially when it comes to the porn scene, it's not always this pretty picture. It's not always this pretty scene that's made in a house or made um, in a hotel. They are scenes. What you see in majority of those porn videos are sometimes up to 20 to 30 minutes, or an hour or two is usually way longer than that because it's cut and it's edited. Um, um, you are taken onto jobs, and if you are not familiar with the job, so say for it's for me, when I went into a BDSM job for my first one, I was not familiar with what was going on. I didn't know what to do. And there's a trainer. It works the same in the strip club. There's always a trainer. Just as much as you would do in a retail store, there's somebody that you follow around and that shows you the ropes and shows you the things that you need to know, and basically makes you familiar with those things to get you to do them on your own. And there are recruits that are, especially when you see like girl on girl videos, there are recruits that are 12, 13 years old or younger with somebody who is 20 or older, and they're training them. If you get older, they don't, on the porn websites, they don't let you get older. I'm so sorry. I'm like losing my train of thought. I'm not going to let them do this, but I'm just losing my train of thought.
Well, what was it that made you speak out on this tonight? Like, what was the thing that you felt like you needed to know the most?
What made me what pushed me for tonight was not only did we get pulled over again, if you're following and you're not familiar with our story, but we've been pulled over by the Brotherhood Police from state to state because I mentioned a cop that abused me when I was 13, 14, 12. There was at the time, I don't call her a mother because she wasn't even close to that, but she's my surrogate is what I call her because no one even knows if it's the real deal. Anyways, her boyfriend, she dated the married chief of police at the time, and I was majorly running away. I tried to kill myself. I ended up in shelters and all kind of things and mental hospitals because I kept running and trying to run from the issue of these cops. They were, if it was not my mother's boyfriend coming in the room at 4 o'clock in the morning when she was magically in the bathtub every morning like clockwork, His friends were picking me up from school. They were taking me to the empty parking lot of the dealership off of Merino Beach Drive in Moreno Valley, California. They were taking me behind the huge rocks on LaSalle Street in Moreno Valley, California. They got away with calling multiple friends and parking cars the opposite way and bringing other girls with them to give blowjobs with their car doors open, because no one is going to question why the cops are parked backwards. No one's going to question why there's a 5-10 police in the middle of the field, because those are the police and you don't question the police. There were times where if anything happened, his friends were called. I can't express that enough. And I was abused by many police, many police. I was raped. I was beaten by many police. And I mentioned him in a video, and I didn't even say his name months ago. And then after that, starting in like February, I knew they were coming. And we've been pulled over in every state. It calmed down for a little bit because we tried to stay in. We tried to hide somewhere. We tried to not hide, but just get away from them, because it's a lot. Nobody understands until, you're pulled over by the cops. And then that anxiety that you feel for a second, that uneasy feeling that you feel for a second, that unsettling, what did I do? We never got a warning ticket. We never got a ticket. The things that they were coming at us with were bogus, and they were questioning us. They were using their cell phones. They ransacked our car. They searched us. Like I said, there's the videos. You can watch them. But we've been messed with and bombarded with that. And then while dealing with that, not even 2 nights ago again, there's a friend of mine who keeps popping up, a few friends of mine who keep popping up on my Telegram and keep popping up on my social media platforms and trying to decide what they want to do and decide which way they want to go. And there's some of them who are children, and I will move when they call me. I will not call. There is not an organization to call. As you can see, there is no police to call. There's no part of authority that will help. They will stand by and they will make sure that everybody gets away with it. I have friends who are in the industry, and they don't know what to do. They don't know how to make the move, and they don't know who to call because they don't want to end up like me or worse. There are girls who are in their 30s, and they have been there since they were kids. And I don't know if they were missing kids. I don't know how deep it goes for some of them that grew up there. And people thought that just because they people thought they seen them in the display in Walmart or on the back of or in the newspaper or something as a missing kid, and not realizing that that is the person that you are watching a porn video from. He goes by the name Prince. He also goes by the name God. He also goes by the name Yeshua. And he is a very well-known Black man who is a porn star.
Wow. I'm telling y'all, like, this, you can't make this stuff up. This is just like, does anybody else see this right now? This is bananas. So she said this dude's name, and now her screen is paused. I kind of want to repeat the names, but at the same time, I mean, one of them represented the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, so ain't nobody trying to, you know what I mean? But obviously, this person is going by this name and whatnot. And as we can see, her screen has frozen as soon as she said these 3 names that this person goes by. So, I mean, I obviously stop watching this person's videos if you guys watch this. Okay, well, hopefully she'll be able to log back in. But honestly, y'all, like, I mean, I probably can't. I probably started following Allie when y'all did, right? When she went viral, and a lot of the times with things that she's been sharing, it kind of feels like, what can we do? Like, what can we do? I know we've been, the protests, not whatnot. I'll try to speak out as much as I can on this platform about it, and on the podcast, with the daily inspiration and stuff that I do. I try to keep up with them, and do shout outs to them and whatnot. Thank you all for the prayers, those of you all that are praying. Appreciate that. Hopefully they'll be able to log back in. Yeah, I mean, this is just something I think about all the time, like, what can we do? And but in regards to this current situation is that we're talking about right now when it comes to the porn industry, I mean, obviously, like I said, it was hard for me to watch porn anyway, personally, because after a while, it's like, okay, I'm not finding what I'm looking for. I'm not finding like that romantic thing or that thing that maybe I experienced in real life or whatever. You kind of just want to make your own little fantasy of like what your reality is. And as you search for porn, you see that you don't see that. And then, yeah, a lot of times when I would look at the eyes of the women, it'd be like, she don't look like she into it, or stuff like that. And I never thought about it that deep until hearing about Allie and her story and what she shared about them being rape videos and whatnot. And then they started to make more sense to me, like, okay, well, perhaps that is why the woman didn't look so into it, or perhaps that is why, it didn't seem to be some romantic thing or whatever the case is. So, um, I pray that she gets, the opportunity to continue to keep speaking out. Obviously, I'm trying to stay live to see if she'll be able to log back. Hey guys, so I'm back. Obviously, my phone just went out because obviously everything is all turvy these days. Sorry, I'm looking at it on the iPad there. But okay, so All right, guys. So, I mean, obviously, you guys can see all of the technical issues that we're having on so many ends. I haven't heard anything from her as of yet. If I do get a hold of her, maybe we'll try to pre-record an episode or something like that. I'm sorry, everybody. But I keep trying to log in just in case she's logging back in. Um, um, yeah, I agree, Robin Basket. um, we've been talking about that idea to pre-record, so hopefully, yeah, I don't see her logging in or sending any messages. Oh, wait. She just hold on, just got something. Um, well, while that's figuring that out, maybe she'll let me know. Okay, it seems like she's sending me video or something of I guess what things are looking like on her end. Uh, okay. So I think we are gonna go ahead and just try to pre-record a show for you guys. Um, so um, I mean, obviously, I guess if we do, then it probably won't be any bells and whistles like our shows usually are. We'll probably just post it up as is and get it out as soon as possible. Sorry, you guys can't watch it live. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and send her a link so we can pre-record. Now this thing is working. I'm sitting here talking to y'all so long, like, ain't it crazy? Anyway, but y'all just keep praying for us. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for those of you that followed us, GSL, Miracle Sims, all of that. I appreciate you guys doing that. I know you guys didn't have to. So so appreciate you all doing that. If as soon as I can give you guys more information, I will. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I'm gonna see what I can do about getting her an opportunity to sit here and chat and speak her piece without any interruptions by the grace of God. Thank you all for the prayers. Thank you. And this is crazy because I'm sitting here still talking to y'all. Like, y'all saw how much the thing turned off, and now it's fine. I'm not complaining, but I just think it's crazy. But anywho, no worries. I'm gonna send her a message now. Let's see. Actually, new meeting. All right. Well, yeah, I'm sorry that y'all can't, be part of it, but um, but yeah, I don't want her to keep having to, lose her train of thought and then, not being able to speak her mind and whatnot. Um, yeah, thanks, Miss Cherie. Um, yeah, we don't know what's going on her end. I don't know if she's been able to log back in or not. So I'm gonna just send her a invitation. Here we go. No passcode. I'm still live with y'all. Sorry. I'm sorry. Yep, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and just pre-record. I don't know if somehow, if I could still, maybe I can put her on this device. I wonder. We can try it. What y'all think? I'll put her on this device. And yes, I will try, Miss Safi. I will try. Boom. Okay. Y'all say y'all trying to hear this message on tonight. I hear you, man. Me too. Okay, cool. So I'll get her to log in on here and then let's see. Well, look, shout out to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day Eve. Let's see. Start the video on my end. So hopefully when she logs in, we'll hear the bell. I'm gonna set the alarm. Okay, cool. So I've sent her an invitation. We'll try to get her on here and then I'll hold it up old school style. Y'all see yourself. So lame. Yes, this is a home studio. Oh goodness. Is that what helps in Jessica O'Keefe? Well, if so, yeah, all the hearts, all the likes. Look, follows help too. Look, following us on YouTube. I'm just joking, y'all. Oh goodness, hopefully she'll log in. Let me keep an eye out on the messenger. Y'all, what a Mother's Day Eve it is for me. Let's see. Oh my gosh, hold on. What I might do is actually. It's gonna be great today. I'll put her up here. That's what happens when you're around creative people. We figure stuff out. I hope she gets to log in because this will be can make this work. Thank you, Miss Donna. Oh, I don't know if I'm saying it right. Donia. Thank you all for the prayers. Okay. Now hopefully she just logs in. I think that's all we're waiting on now. Uh-oh. Got a notification. Let's see. She is writing on Instagram. On Zoom. Amen, y'all. Amen. Let's see. Let's see. A message here. Hope she's getting me my messages. Oh, that's me. You all for being troopers, man. Y'all like hardcore, man. She hasn't logged in yet. I'm hoping that she got my message that she can still log in and that we're still live. Because I think the idea will work. Basically, she'll be up here. Okay. So she just sent a message saying thank you. So hopefully she'll log in soon. Come figure this thing out, man. I'm telling y'all, God is good. Here you go. Admit. I said admit. Wait a minute. Admit. Boom. All right. Matter of fact, we're gonna speak to active speaker. We're gonna put it on you, lady. Hello.
There we go.
Yeah, girl. Look. I'm smart out here. Hold on, check me out, sis. Boom. Hey, there she is. And she's still alive in Jesus' name.
I
Boom.
was like, oh, so frustrating.
Look, it's even better now. It's like we're, on the same set.
Yeah. We sit together, scoot over.
Get over here. Now it's all about you, sis. You can start right now. I'm good. I'm good. I'm just going. I'm just an accessory. So you were saying, you called out some names, and obviously, things went all black for you. Are y'all good? Y'all can see her pretty good, people.
Yeah, we okay.
All right, cool. Oh, sorry about the.
But yeah, I said the name,
about
everything went black, and I was
smudges.
like, okay.
Sorry about the fingerprints all on. All right. Whew, Lord. I'm telling y'all, this is gonna be a Mother's Day Eve for me to remember. Thank you, Allie, for this gift.
Yes, happy Mother's Day.
Yes. All right. So, sis, you was telling us about somebody that is using our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ's aliases, obviously in a tawdry way.
Yes.
See, I remember.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, what I was saying was, I had to be with someone, and I know friends that are still with someone who goes by the name of Prince, God, or Yeshua. And he is someone that you can look up for yourself, because this is free information. I mean, porn is just out there. There's children watching porn. I just think people should know how deep that goes. Porn is not the video that you think it is. Porn is not the intimate, in the bedroom confidence booster. It is far from that. It is a rape video. It is someone's torture. It is there are videos that are labeled as punishment, that are labeled as bondage, that are labeled as there's categories on porn sites where you can just pick what fetish you're looking for, whether it's blood or wax or piss or whatever. And I don't think people realize how deep that goes. I have many friends, and I myself had to make porn videos, many porn videos that I wish never existed. I have had to do things and make small clips or webcam features or things like that as a child. I did not do these things as an adult. I think the last porn video, rape video, that I had to take part in, I was 16. And there's people that are threatening me with those now today because of the things that I had to do or the things that were done to me. It's hard to explain those things to people. It's hard to explain that, no, they're not enjoying it. No, if you're saying yes, sir, and yes, daddy, that doesn't mean that you're enjoying it. It's just some submissive role. I have had wax dripped on me. I have been tied up. I've been put in facilities where there were some men that I lost count of because I was so high or so drunk. There are men who have a major addiction, and porn becomes a drug. Porn not only does something to, there's not the exact, I need to try to find my words. but there's an exact thing that it does to your brain. If I could find I'm college smart, I promise. But there are things that it does to your brain that causes this addiction, and it for men, you know, they say, well, men have a sexual thought every 2 seconds or every 11 seconds or whatever that is. For the women, that's not something that any woman wakes up and thinks that I want to do or I want to be. They're putting that out there, though, for the generations now, from Cardi B to Megan Thee Stallion, that are promoting, you know, WAP or making them cry for the pussy or things like that. That's not, you know, it's killing this generation now, because people in this generation think that that's something to look up to or to aspire to be. And that's because of how deep things have went, how raunchy the porn industry is now compared to what it was, you know, years ago. 10 years ago, you couldn't talk about some of the things that people talk about now. Coming from my point of view of being on the other side, I have been illegally taken into the Nevada legal brothels. I have spent the weekend at Dennis Hoffman's illegal brothels. I have had to go to a house and thinking that it's just that house that I was going for a job in. I was told that I had to dress up like a baby, and there was someone who wanted to take care of me instead of taking care of them, because dudes do have, and some females have, a sick fetish of being treated like a child, or being rocked like a child, or sucking on a girl's nipples like a baby, or wanting to have sex in a crib. I was 15. I was in Bloomington, California. I was taken to a tract of houses, KB Homes to be exact, and there were, I was told that you go into this house, there was someone who paid thousands of dollars by the hour to put me in this house. I didn't know how deep it was then. This was one of the first, I don't even know what to call it, deeper side of things that I got into. I didn't know how deep it went with the porn videos. And I was put into a house, and I was told that my John would be there in a little bit. I thought he was already in there. I did not know that they put me in the house and basically used the house as like a, what do you call those mouse things, that a maze. But like, they get to chase you around this house. They get to do whatever they want to you inside this house. They pay for the house, basically. For me, sometimes my starting price was $500 to $800, depending on if you want a full house or not. And for those who don't know what full house means, that means that anything goes. Things got crazier from there, and it depends on the time that you're with that person. It depends on what you want to do. And for that order, they had paid to beat me. They had paid to chase me around the house like a baby that was acting up. So it was a punishment. They paid to tie me in a crib to have sex with me. And if I was bad, they paid for wax. When I figured out what was going on, I tried to run. I didn't know how deep things were. I tried to run, and I ran thinking that I was in a neighborhood of families. I ran out of the house, and I ran to another house, and it was just another set house. Porn videos are not porn videos that are taken in a hotel by some guy and girl that met up. Porn videos are set scenes. Porn videos are like your commercials. They are scripted. They are set up in a way, and the way that people get to pay more for them, and the way that they become membership videos in porn. So say for if you go on Pornhub, or if you go on, there's so many porn sites, RedTube, if you go on UJizz, if you go on, the list goes on, you'll see that there's somewhere to pay for a membership, and you get to unlock videos that are not on the free website. And by unlocking those videos, by unlocking those videos, already, if you go onto a free porn website, there are thousands. Words can't go past thousands of videos. I don't know how you see the same thing over and over again, because it's basically the same thing, but it's not, because it's every person is different. And the way that you get to members, and the way that my videos got locked down, was if you're screaming, or if you're actually in pain. There's those videos where you're not supposed to scream. There's those videos, and I was put into a house where you're supposed to play dead, or there's so many, like I said, sick fetishes where guys order live girls, this happened to me, to have sex with, and you have to play dead. They do want to have sex with the dead body, but instead of going that far, they will have someone play dead, and they will make sure that your body goes cold, however that means. If they have to put fans on you, if they have to turn the AC on in the house and make you extremely, extremely cold, they put powder on you so you're pale, they put ice in your vagina, they do so much shit to basically have sex with a dead body. So, like I said, I ran from this house. I went to another house, and I've seen that they were just scenes. That is what made me realize that I had to be nicer to my pimp, because I didn't know how deep things were. I met this man. I thought I met this man online. He met with me. I had a fake ID. We went to the Stringers bar. We had some drinks. We got together a few times. I thought I was in a relationship, and I still have the picture of myself at 15 with my very big wedding ring on. My family seen this man, my supposed family. They seen him, and because he was so cute to them and he was so sexy, it was okay that at 15, I was getting in a truck with a grown-ass man that was over the age of 30, and he was lying. But anyways, I ran from the house, and I found another house, and that's when I realized there was no running. There are so many things that happen. I've been in Las Vegas, Nevada, and you're supposed to give blowjobs, or you're supposed to have sex in the casino in the public, and what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So they take those videos and they put them up on a porn site, and you think you're watching somebody have a good time in Vegas. What I was saying before was I have friends, and what made me want to have this talk was I have friends who are deciding or trying to figure out what they want to do, because they are still in the life, and they have a lot of videos up on Pornhub, and many other websites. Some of them have appeared in the Netflix show Penis, which is also Pin 15. They're not. It's they're not sex videos. They're not porn videos. You're watching a rape video. I've been, and it's the scariest shit. Those things porn is very addictive. There's a spirit. They count on it to be addictive. That's why it's a very lucrative money-making industry. And like I said, the videos that are locked down, as far as membership goes, is because they get away with, if you're screaming more, if there's blood, if someone is begging for you to stop, it makes people hornier. If you're saying, I can't take it, I can't deal, I can't breathe, that locks it down for members. That locks it down for somebody who feels like, oh, it's just extreme sex. I was raised that pain is pleasure. My entire life. I don't have sex. I don't even date. I don't deal with things because I can't deal with that shit now. But I was raised that pain is pleasure. And people that knew me before, if you're listening now, because we had so much hell getting on here, my nicknames were Bird, Ruby, Jezzy, or Jezebel, Star. The names go on and on and on and on and on. And I remember them. Not all of them. I have friends, people who hate me, people who are upset with me because their pimps have lied to them and told them that I took money from them. I put them in further in debt. I left them. And I didn't give a shit about them. And I don't know how else to explain that that's not true. And last night, I had to make a decision with one of the people that were on my Telegram. And what sucks is because I know that this is their pimp, and I know that this is their handler, and I know that this is not them. But what can they do? Because if you grow up in this shit, you become the company you keep. You do what you're told. You don't piss anybody off because you know that if you don't provoke them to get mad at somebody else, they're gonna get mad at you. I have many friends who are, and some that are not my friends, that are, as we speak, being tied into a facility, and guys get to come in and pay $60, maybe up to $100 an hour, and that's a pricey place for a glory hole facility where you are tied down, you are cuffed, so only half of your body is sticking out if it's not your face. Like I said, guys and females get to come in and they get to hop from person to person. They get a drink, and they get to hop from person to person, and you have more rules than they do. You are not allowed to pee on anybody. You are not allowed to kick or fight anybody. Do not tense up, because it's just going to make shit worse. You have rules. You better have already prepared yourself, because if they come in and they get too rough, or if you're not wet, or if whatever the case may be, and they're just angry souls, and you're irritated, you better have enough to deal and escape, or you have to yell for it, and you better pray that the person that is cashier hears you and brings you more alcohol or brings you more drugs, so you can deal with who you're dealing with. And I've been in situations like that where, what can you do? Because me and my friends, we used to joke, I'm gonna pee on this fucker because they're really irritating me. I'm gonna pee on him because he won't let me go. I'm gonna pee on him because he won't move. And they will pour alcohol on you. Their beers, their drinks. They're not allowed to, but they do it anyway. They will finish drinking their beer, and they will use the beer bottle to fuck you with. They will, and they know they're not supposed to do that either, but what's stopping them? They only got a little bit of rules. And if they break you, if they bruise you, if you're bleeding, if whatever the case may be, so what? They pay extra money if they do that at the end, if they don't get their ass beat for not following the rules. I've been in a situation like that where I've screamed and screamed and screamed for someone just to bring me another drink. And you can't, because you have rules. So you have to take it, and you have to deal for hours until your shift is over. And sometimes that could be from 4 to 6 hours of just laying there, because sometimes dudes don't pick you. But when you become a hot spot, and when what it's called is a hot spot, and when, I don't know why, but there's some guys and females that will just go to you, then oh well, then maybe you might get hooked up with another drink, or maybe you might get hooked up with another shot in your arm of some heroin or something like that, so you can deal with what the fuck is going on. And Lord knows what they'll give you. I had an issue with drugs for a very long time. I still do, off and on. I was in a drug and alcohol program since when I was 13 to 17, because of my drug issues. When you become addicted to escaping, that's all you know. And there's no other way. And these porn videos in this porn industry, it's not just the nice videos you see either. There's snuff films. When you are worn out, if you contract too many sexually transmitted diseases, which you are checked for all the time, your blood is taken, your piss is taken, you are always checked. And if it's something that you can't get rid of, then they sell you to somebody who is already sick. So that way you're not affecting anybody, and you're not infecting anybody. If for any reason they run out of interest, you won't stop crying, you're not making as much money, or the views are down, then that's when snuff films come into place. And if you don't know what a snuff film is, it is an interactive murder rape film. And some are interactive, where you can basically do an interactive snuff, and you can say, hey, can you slice their skin open for $50 while I watch? Hey, can you punch them in the face for $30? I'll pay more. Hey, can you rape them this way with this object for this long? Can you pour wax on their vagina so I can see? can you gape them so I can see? And if you don't know what gaping is, it is when someone sticks something in you and stretches you until you can't deal. I know it's a possibility as a woman to be stretched. Imagine the fact that you can have a child. There's so much that goes into rape videos, and people need to look at it with different eyes. And if you've seen it with my eyes, then maybe you'd see it a little bit different, because I was that girl where I had to be. I was that girl that I had to escape. And there's videos I know that people are threatening me with that they'll put out there, and it's fine, because it's like you're just gonna prove my point. And there's things people have to do that you can't live with yourself for. There's things there's things people have to do that it's locked down on certain websites, because if you've seen it, then you wouldn't be able to stomach it if you knew what was going on. There are kids, if you look at girls sometimes that are 16, 17 nowadays, they don't look 16, 17. And there was a time where I did not look at my age, and I can change my looks a lot, and then they did. And there are some things that had to be done, and if you don't do them, they'll do them to you. So you just have to make a choice to whether or not you want to walk out of there again, or whether or not you're gonna leave. Whether that means they tie you down and then tie a strap-on dildo to your face and make you rape the person in front of you, or they take you in a room and people have on choir robes and they play Jesus, and you're supposed to hit people until you see blood. And people take joy in playing in someone's blood, or someone's urine, or someone's cum. There are children who, for punishment, you're raped with your head in the toilet, and they want to walk you around like a dog, and they want you to play and be their puppy and be their play toy, and you have to lick their shoes, and you have to there's things that happen in porn that people just don't understand. You're not at all. There is no good porn. They're all rape and torture videos and sick fetishes. And when you get out of state, out of country, it's worse. Dubai men like to rape you with their feet if you're American. Some people think it's a foot job. It's just a fetish. Can you imagine being on the other side of it? Because at 12 years old, it's not fun. And for girls, it's one thing, but for guys, the worst thing that I ever saw for the boys was someone being raped with a corkscrew. And peeling him like a banana. After the sex with the boys is different, and it's like I said, there's videos, there's the dark web that you don't see. There's the fun part that you see, where they get crazy and they come in chalices and make you drink it, or it's an extreme. It's not. Porn videos are not porn videos, they're rape videos. They are rape videos. And for the boys, it's worse sometimes because, I mean, especially if it's a bondage or a punishment video, they use corkscrews down boys' penises and they rip their penises and they find pleasure in that. I don't know why, but the things that they do to boys, they find it funny that through pain, some boys can still stay erected, which is not normal. But I think your body just does some crazy shit under fear and adrenaline. I'm pissed for my friends, and I know that they're mad at me, and that's why I want to have this talk. And I feel like I'm not doing it right now, and I'll try it again. I just I have so many friends who are still in this situation and are used and abused every single night for hours. Sometimes you forget dealing with people after so long. You black out. And you may be awake, and in the video it may seem like you're laughing, but you'll see the distance in somebody's eyes when they black out. There's somewhere that you go. My place was like a dance studio, and I think that's why I love dance so much, because I would just imagine just being somewhere by myself, and that took me somewhere. And then sometimes when I saw some stuff back, there's pimps that make you upload your own videos so they can say that it was your fault. They can say you did it. Push the button because you did this. And sometimes watching those videos, you'll see that there's a distance that happens. There's something that happens, and you just. Because what else can you do? Fighting them makes it worse. It makes it more painful. If you're tied up, you can pull muscles, and you can break bones, and you can really put yourself in an uncomfortable place because you won't be untied for another few hours. So if you start moving too much, or if you start fighting too much, it's not going to help you. I have so many issues with my hips and my ankles because of fighting while in chains or fighting while in fallen angel pose, which if you don't know what fallen angels are, there are people who hang people from the ceiling by ropes, and they rape them with basically broomsticks with dildos on it so they can say that I didn't touch them. They can say, I just watched. I didn't really take part in it because I just jacked off and I used a stick. So you're hanging from something or you're in some type of metal thing. If you piss them off, then they tighten the ropes. If you piss them off, then they leave you there. If you piss them off, then they use wands and machines that are turned on full force. You see, none of that money, none of that. There are girls, college girls, who think that if I make, they trap you with come in and make one porn video. Come into the casting couch and make one porn video. And that's going to pay for a car. That's going to pay for all this shit. And they give you sometimes up to $3,000 the first time so you can see how much money you get for the very first video. Depending on what you do, depending on your full house. Just do one more. It wasn't that bad the first time because they cut you off some slack. And then the next time you're trapped. And you can't leave. You won't get out. And you now have a debt. Because you signed up. I was auctioned to Russia for a lot of money. And when I say a lot of money, I'm saying this took money counters. I saw them. And it's different when you when there's a such thing as having too much money. And when you see money counters come into place, that's too much money. And the movies that you see on sex trafficking are basically glitter to the real world. They are sugar-coated. They are an easy way to explain things. That's not really how things go. I ran away from foster care, Riverside County CPS, because I was auctioned to Russia. I knew that I wasn't coming back. So I had to make the choice to run. Because I was with this Russian man for this, like a weekend. And it was the worst weekend of my life. And I was sold to him for a week. And I was married to my pimp, so I wasn't supposed to be leaving the country. He promised, but they're full of shit, and they break their promises all the time. So I was auctioned to Russia, and I was sold, and I was supposed to leave for a week, but I knew I would die, so I ran. And I AWOL'd from foster care for a year. Because of that, many people think that I left them. Many people think that I stole money from them.
Allie?
What else can I do? So I understand them feeling the way they do. I'm not mad at them for that at all.
No, well, you froze for a second earlier, but you good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not mad at them for being frustrated with me. I'm not mad at them for feeling the way they do, but I can tell them, if you're listening to this, you've been lied to. Nobody sees an inch of that money. Nobody, not even a penny. I was the type that I could. money. I make money. And I'm talking $2,000 an hour sometimes for a job. Depending again on what it was. But got a big mouth now and I can talk a lot. Y'all can see that I talk my way out of shit, so I can talk my way into things too if I wanted some more money, so I didn't have to deal with other videos, which was a lie. Your pimp will tell you, hey, if you your quota for the night is 4,500. Okay, cool. So if somebody tells me, and I know that I have 7 videos to make for the night, but somebody tells me I'll give you $500 to just do a quick blow job, that knocks off some money off of the quota for the night. That knocks off of the videos that you have to make for the night. So instead of probably, and if they're going to pay you $500 starting price, then if you go a little bit further, then they'll pay you some more. Rape often turns into murder. I have seen many of my friends die. I have seen things that I wish I'd never seen in my life. I have witnessed things because they had to become an example for me to not do the things that I did. I know that there were people who were an example because I did something wrong. And when I say that, I mean your pimp, sometimes you are put in a double. So if you mesh well with somebody, you don't even have to mesh with somebody because you're not allowed to talk to them. You're really not allowed to. You're not allowed to have personal conversations. That's not a thing. If you can't just find another friend and be like, hey, I'm going to talk to you about everything. No, you'll get your ass beat because you guys are not allowed to talk to each other. But they keep you in twos because you work well together, and play off your energy together. And if I try to run and I'm on a job with somebody else, then you get that person in trouble too. And they make an example out of you through them. So if they beat the hell out of somebody until they can't move, if they rape somebody with a metal bar or a hanger, if they want to take a needle and poke someone, then you have to stand there and watch, and you better not flinch. And if that person gets crazy because they're irritated, or if they fight back, or if they do something wrong, then they will die. They will kill them. They will rape them to death. On video. For other people to pay for and jack off to. They will rape them, they will kill them, and then they will take their dead body and they will still abuse them after they're dead. They cut their bodies up and they put them in freezers. They open up their bodies and they take out their organs and they sell them on the black market. And you have to watch your friend that you talked to, laughed with maybe for 2 seconds. I mean, it gets a little personal when you have to meet someone and say, hey, my name is, we're going to, what are we doing? Oh, we're both having sex with this person? For how long? Okay, cool. Nice to meet you too. You built something. And you have to watch them die. And if you flinch, if you cry, if you get upset, you'll die. Or you'll get raped in their blood. After their bodies emptied of organs, they either use them as a smuggling suitcase, corpse, your everyday funeral homes, your grave diggers, they have something to do with trafficking. They use the empty bodies. And when they begin to stink, then they cut their bodies up and they put them in a freezer and then they grind them up into meat and you eat them. fast food restaurants pay bank for human meat. If you don't believe me, look up BiteLabs.com and tell me why Ellen DeGeneres DNA was made into salami, because it's already been a thing that you are eating human meat. You are eating human victims. I have a picture of the way they hang them. Somebody posted it in freezers by their legs. They think it's funny. They enjoy the smell in the freezer of rotten, decaying bodies. Porn videos are not porn. You are watching someone's rape and torture. Sex work is not work. You are watching and witnessing someone's pain and torture. The legal cat house brothels in Nevada that were made by Dennis Hoffman, the alien cat house brothel made by Dennis Hoffman. I don't care what cat came out, as she already came out. One cat came out and swore up and down that they're not trafficking girls there, because of course that's what you want to talk about, right? This interview is out. Once I spoke out around December about Dennis Hoffman and Ron Jeremy, I went for a weekend to the Nevada State legal brothels. I went to Cat House for a weekend. I was at the Moonlight Bunny Ranch for a weekend. I know for a fact that that whole fucking street is occupied by the Moonlight Bunny Ranch. They know you're coming before you even get past the convenience store. The convenience store, the gift shop, the gas station, they're all a part of it. Moonlight Bunny Ranch. The Playboy Mansion, I've been there too. There's tunnels under there. All of those bunnies are indentured slaves. And they're going to be so pissed at me that I say this, but they're all indentured slaves. You can't leave. The Playboy Bunny Mansion, you cannot leave. When you go in there, you are a slave that cannot leave. They are watching you. You cannot talk to anybody else. There's cameras everywhere. When you move in, your rent is your debt. They tell you, oh, at first it's going to be like $50 for rent, and it's going to be this for this. And when on the weekend, your rent just goes up just a little bit. You know, if you want any alcohol, you can bring your own alcohol at first, but you have to buy it back, glass by glass. So if you bring in a bottle of whiskey and you bring in your own belongings, you are paying for your own shit to be able to live there, to be raped and to be tortured, and you cannot leave. It's all a show. The alien cat house in Nevada, the extraterrestrial alien cat house brothel in Nevada. I've been there too. I can tell you right now that they beat the hell out of their girls. And I'm so sure that there's going to be some cosmic kittens that come out and say, no, the hell they don't. Yes, the hell they do. If you get pregnant and you don't abort that child and you're trying to get out of the house, they will beat the fuck out of you so they kill the baby. Hoping not to kill you, but they do it anyway. Dennis Hoffman knows. Everybody knows that Dennis Hoffman knows that. You make him angry and he will beat the fuck out of you. And he'll kill you. And make it look like Santa Claus did it because it's legal out in Nevada. Ron Jeremy knows about that. He ordered me and 4 or 5 other girls to come to a hotel. They buy out the rooms. They buy out a whole fucking hallway. They get there with assistants, cameramen, flippers to give them a blowjob when they get too weak so they can go back to work again. I was 15 with Ron Jeremy. So I know for a fact he has a female assistant. She's black. She comes in and makes sure that you're ready for him, that you're wet for him even when he's late. I waited hours and hours and hours, scared out of my mind, in a hotel room with 3 other dudes. I didn't even know it was Ron Jeremy until my pimp told me after we got to the hotel. Didn't even know who Ron Jeremy was at first. So, I have friends that are in the life right now that are wanting to leave, wanting to make a decision. And I'm asking you, if you're watching this video, to please stop watching porn. I'm asking you to cut your membership and disrupt the demand and do them a favor. It is going to piss off a lot of people. It's going to piss off some people that are in the game that do this because this is their livelihood and this is the only way that they live. This is the only way. It's the only way. Because they were told to and they were made to, and where can you go? I have friends who have hotels, bars, restaurants, and strip clubs in their name. And they worked for years and years and years to get that far. And now leaving won't be so easy. Leaving is slightly not an option. Some are married and they get their pick of jobs. So instead of having to go where your pimp tells you to go, at a certain age, you have your house that they know where you live. They can come to your house at any time. You are called and told where to go and where to be picked up. Told what to wear and just leave. You are married to the one who made a record with you. And making a record with you is if you work in the porn industry, there are men like Prince, like Owen Gray, that you have to be with a certain amount of times and build up the views, build up the reputation, whether it's for having being on a steroid and having the biggest penis from weird shit that goes on. Whether it's a squirt record, whether it's a cum record, whether it's a how much cum you can drink wet record, you have to build a record with a person. Uncontrollable orgasms, whatever the case may be, you have to build this record with this person and build the views up with this person and make it so that every person wants to buy this video. And after you build up that reputation, then they choose to either marry you or move on. If you marry them, then you now have your way into the life. You can probably make some decisions. Pick your jobs. Decide whether you want to do a brutal deep throat or decide whether you want to just do a bondage video with wax. It's pick and choose. Doesn't sound like either one sounds good, right? It doesn't. It's just if you're married to your pimp, you get to pick and choose. And there are some who have homes. They get to jump on private planes and fly to wherever they want. They get to go to the store whenever they want. They don't see the money, they're using someone else's card. But as long as they get to do whatever they want, as long as they are available for that next rape video. If you grow up in the life, there's some things that you can do. And that's kind of the pretty side of it. Because there's times where you grow up in the life and know you become spoiled milk. And that means that if you are over the age of 26 or if you're close to the age of 33, you are spoiled milk. If you don't become a cougar, you need to become a breeder. And that means that you have to have children to raise in the life. There are so many porn stars with kids, and those kids are being raised and trained to be them. If you have a son, you are raising them to be the next pimp or trafficker. And it starts at a young age. So I've seen porn stars who have kids who bring their kids to jobs and let their kids have small sexual encounters so they get used to it. So there's kids that will come in with their parents that are 10 years old. The youngest I've seen come in with their parents was 6, 7 years old for oral. And it's giving them a taste of what is going on. You got to wake up and know that you're not watching porn. You're watching someone's rape and torture. You're watching someone's training and recruit. Sometimes you have to train people. Sometimes they want you to train people. Yeah. Porn videos are just not just porn videos. So I don't feel like I don't feel like I said this right. Like I said, I'm gonna try again, but I think people should know. And if you're watching this and you are in that life too, and if you're watching this and you're one of the people that are texting me or deciding, and I'm really trying, and that's the best I can do, because I can't continue to take the guilt. I can't. I have so much PTSD by what I've had to do and what I've had to walk away from, but I chose to walk away. So I'm trying, and this sounds really selfish, but I'm trying to start thinking about myself at the same time that I'm really, really trying to fight for you guys, and I'm really trying. So if you're still going to try to hurt me, or if you're still going to try, if you're just on my things to take things back to pimps so you can not be the one in trouble, I understand, but I can't continue to help you if you're just going to hurt me. So I will fight for you. I will still fight for you. But I kind of got to start thinking about myself, and that doesn't mean that I'm not going to keep speaking, and I don't feel like I did this conversation right, but I'm still trying. So yeah. That's what I wanted to say.
Well, sis, you said it, man. I hope that the people heard you. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of love, of course, in the comments and whatnot, but thank you for sharing. And for those of you all that didn't know, I mean, now I don't know if this is continuing the conversation. I don't know if you want to be done with it, but I was going to say, for the record, this means like any type of porn you've probably ever seen, like big name people, people that are like, they became like these porn celebrities. All this is lumped in the same category to you, what you're saying. So all of that is across the board. Either they started out that way, or just to reiterate to the people so they know.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go, y'all.
And Kim Kardashian.
No, I didn't say nothing.
Kim Kardashian. Everybody knows her for this famous sex video. Understand, same thing with Paris Hilton, that some of your major elite celebrities are under MK Ultra and under extreme order. They are indentured slaves and they are victims. Kim Kardashian was very well, is still very well, was very well in the family of O.J. Simpson. There's some things that happen that people are not very clear on. And once again, there's some celebrities like them that get very famous from these sex videos. Some people can't fight back. There's no fighting back. There's no saying no. There's no screaming or crying, or it doesn't look brutal all the time. My videos as well. If you ever see them, not all the time is it brutal. It looks like everything's fine, and it's not, because it's a scene. Someone wants money, and like I said, you really never see it. You see it and some people see it in a way that it's like, oh, you get to wear this pretty dress. My pimps one time took me to this casino where I had to carry a suitcase, multiple suitcases, and you carry them from one side of the casino to the other, and it's just called clean hands. If somebody else is caught with that suitcase, it's not on them, it's on the person that's carrying it. Those suitcases can consist of weapons, drugs, money, many other things sometimes, blood samples. And like I said, I was dressed up. I think I was given everything that night that a girl could ever want. I was dressed. I was gorgeous. I was in a dress that I think was the most expensive thing that has ever been put on my body. And my pimp told me, you better be lucky and you better be grateful, because at least you got to wear something pretty and something that no one wants to give you anything. So I did you a favor. Right there, I thought he was right. No one cares. I'll never have an experience like that. So why aren't I happy? I don't have family. I don't have anyone, but there's people that are paying attention to me for the night. That's why I don't call myself a celebrity. That's why this is nothing special. I'm not a celebrity. I've been there where you feel like if people are staring at me, then they see me. In the most invisible way. I have been screaming at the top of my lungs. No one cared, gave a damn, or continued doing what they were doing. And I felt like I was screaming in a nightmare. Doesn't matter. You're invisible. You can scream as loud as you want. Nobody sees you or hears you to help you. So when someone's paying attention to you, it feels amazing. It feels amazing. And as someone that grew up in the system, and as someone who grew up in multiple foster homes and group homes and kicked out of multiple places, never wanted by my entire family, was always told that they wish that I was an abortion, or they don't get money for me. I was their favorite. I was everybody's sex toy and punching bag since I was a newborn. So that night, I had on the most beautiful dress, and I felt seen and special. People were looking at me. People were talking to me. And that, sometimes that's just enough, depending on, it's from what you're going through. So when you look at your celebrities and when you think about them, and when you think about the stupid shit that they do, it's not, it's not them that has all that money. That money belongs to someone else. But what they do is they feel seen. It eggs that ego, it does, but they feel seen. So there's a lot of them that are under MK Ultra. There's a lot of them that are under so much and victims, but they feel seen. So what are you gonna do? Because if you fight someone, then you'll just go back to the dark. Nobody cares. So you're watching someone's rape video, and in that rape video, you don't see them, you don't hear them, and you're taking part in it. By getting horny, you're basically you're no better than raping them. By masturbating to it, you're basically in that room. You're the reason why they're so invisible with you watching that. You're the reason why just a simple situation that is the worst situation in somebody's life, and guns pointed at me in that casino. It's one thing when somebody holds a gun to your face, especially one in your back. Something that you can't get over. I've been arm candy to some very, very, very serious people. Denzel Washington knows that. Snoop Dogg knows that. I have been arm candy to some basic people. Everybody's so worried about the elites, but nobody's worried about those accountants that are total nerds. Geeky, as I don't know what. They're your realtors. They're your escrow managers. They're your bank CEOs. They're your store owners, from Walmart to Target to Hobby Lobby to all the big name stores. If there's an owner of that. Did you know that the owner, the CEO of Pornhub, he has a mansion for $19 million that just burned to the ground. So can we talk about how long did he have that mansion? Do the math on that. $19 million. How many girls and guys rape videos did that take for him to pay $19 million for that house that burned to the ground? But we're just talking about the fact the house alone was $19 million. That does not turn on the bills and the electricity. That does not pay for the insurance on the home. That does not furnish off the home. That does not pay for the lawnmowers and the things that need to go into the house and the repairs. That does not pay for the pool guy. That does not pay for everything else. $19 million just for the house. How long was he living there? That house was given to him, that owner, and made off of victims. There are children, there are victims, and I know that I've been tossed in water. Epstein's Island, Pretty sure there's been a lot of bodies that washed ashore. Biden's Island, I'm pretty sure there's been many bodies washed ashore. Zuck's Island, same thing. They take bodies after they rape and torture them, after they come all over them, after they do numerous sick shit to them. They piss on them. Some even take a shit smeared all over them. Talking about 5, 6, 7, 10-year-old babies, boys and girls. And they take their body and they just dump them in the water when they're done with them and when they're dead. And they think that they're just going to sink. They don't even do them a favor and put the cement block so they can sink to the bottom. They think fish are going to eat them, but no, they don't. Not right away. There are people who will never be able to tell you what the hell happened to them. Why they were in a situation to begin with. Are they dead? That's the part that's not fair. And I know that eventually there's things that trend, and I know eventually people will forget all about me and all about my name, and that's fine. But I just pray to God nobody sweeps the kids under the rug again. And for decades, everybody's been doing that. One truth teller comes up, and then everybody's so pissed, and then it just washes over, and everybody goes to the next thing. Same thing again. Truth teller comes up, everybody's pissed again, wash over, and go to the next thing. I know eventually people are going to forget about me, but if I die today, nobody can ever say that I did not try. No one can ever say that I didn't step out and try to fight. I did something, and I'm not, like we said before, I'm not scared to die, neither is my mom. We're scared to die without the truth being out. That's what we're scared of. So, yeah, I'll do this again, and I will continue to take every breath that I have, and so will my mom, to fight for every survivor. Even if that means that they stab us in the back and hate us completely and do multiple things to still try to get us killed, that's cool. Still fighting for you. There are some people who are going to be pissed with this conversation, from the bunnies to the cats. Many, many more. But people need to realize that it's not just about the porn sites either. There's houses that are just porn houses, trap houses. People just upload clips, but it's just a house, and sometimes they order them from pimps where your pimp has you and they get a phone call to come to a certain place. So if your pimp gets a call to come to a frat party and bring you with him, then they come to that frat party and you go into that house and you have to deal with all of those frats. Sometimes it's not necessarily put up on a porn site. OnlyFans. It's become a sugar-coated way to traffic yourself and to traffic children. People pay bank depending on how far you're going to go on OnlyFans. Trafficking has went up since the pandemic has begun. It's easier. With these masks, it's easier. I'm pretty sure many, many people that are listening to this right now have walked right past many very trafficked victims and their pimps, not knowing, and they don't realize because they have a mask on their face. You put a mask, sunglasses, and hats on, you will never know who the hell that is. It's easier to take victims to a job out in broad daylight now because of that. So you have children, I'm pretty sure, babies, that are walking right next to you with their pimps, with a mask on. And they're taking them to orders in broad daylight, walking right past everyday people that swear they would do something, but you just don't know what's going on because everybody's still going along with this 2 weeks of flattening the curve. if you don't see that this is not about a pandemic, people are putting out emergency broadcast systems to take a vaccination. They are telling teachers that if parents don't put a mask on their kids, that they can take days off. They're kicking kids out of school if they don't have a mask on. They're trying to teach sex ed to 4-year-olds. Did you know that the laws passed that they are now teaching 4-year-olds how to masturbate, sexual education class? 6 to 10 years old, they're teaching them how to have sex with the same sex, or have bondage sex, or anal sex. Look up your sex education laws and standards. While you were too busy looking at something else, there's laws and standards that have now passed that now give people the opportunity to teach your child something that shouldn't be teaching. I mean, birds and the bees basics. Don't sleep with somebody you might get an STD or have a baby. Done. We're past that. We passed the egg and the flower and the baby that cried too much. This has always been about the kids, and it will never not be about the kids. And if you are watching this and you don't understand that, you're never going to hear it. So, also, your Child Protective Services is complacent with child trafficking. I don't know how people don't know that already, but I'm letting you know. Riverside County CPS, I'm on to next. I will be calling out every single social worker that I had. I will be calling out every single manager that I had, that I can remember. I have names. I have everything from there. And I know the offices and the addresses. I will be calling them out. And somebody needs to go do a march in front of the Riverside County CPS office, and please use my name, because they have some explaining to do. Riverside County CPS, Sunny, Minnesota, Tinarelli, you have some explaining to do. Where are all the children that you threatened to ship off to Arizona like you threatened me? Sunny, Minnesota, Munsuve, Tinarelli, Tenennerelli.
Somebody got it in the chat.
Riverside County CPS manager.
Y'all can tag that in the chat if you want. I'll put it up on the screen. I would do it, but I don't want to move the phone. It's been on this whole time. Look at God. Look at God.
It looks fake.
You know. One thing that I have gathered from you guys, and I know you probably like, girl, I need to go out and listen. I need my Mother's Day. You're Allie. she had some. Now, one thing I gather from you and Mama Bear over there is that, you know, one thing that we can do, is that, again, we can help by, you know, again, not participating, not supporting. You know, if you do have a porn habit, you know, this might be a good time to, you know, kick it. You know, if this chat didn't help you change your mind a little bit about that whole situation, you might need to listen to it again. But yeah, just, you know, obviously, you know, there's some things that we can do. Like she said, I mean, obviously we're going to, you know, those of you in California, if you guys can get together that march, whatnot, that'd be nice. But yeah, I mean, you know, let's do what we can, family and friends of the internet. You know, unfollowing people is simple. Unfollow, you know what I'm saying? Unfollow these people. You know, I know specifically we were talking about the porn situation tonight. So okay, if we focus on that, then let's if you have an account, let's get rid of it. If you have a habit, you know, I'm gonna tell you, this is God, sex, and love. So I'm gonna tell you to pray about it and, you know, go with God about it and whatnot. But I mean, if you don't want to do that, then obviously you can go talk to somebody. I mean, well, I don't know, because you established it, psychiatrists or they. Well, I don't know. Listen, I'm just gonna tell you to go to God about it, because psychiatry, and that y'all got to listen to some previous videos if you want information about that. But what I'm saying to you guys is, in regards to this whole porn situation, I mean, yes, it can be addictive, and it can be one of those things that kind of, you're like, oh, I feel like I need it, or I feel like I want it, or whatever the case is, but it's not worth it. Not hearing this, right? It's definitely not. I mean, I feel like God assist you with this whole, fantasy thing. When me and my spouse, or whatever the case is, we can make our own fantasies. I don't need to look at anything else to enhance my sex life, if that's what we're using it for, if that's our excuse. But anyway, but just being real,
Yeah.
that's the conversation for this evening. But obviously, this can go beyond that. But I appreciate you again for sharing, and I hope that it helped. You're welcome back here any old time. I know I try to tell you all the time, like, hey, you be like, who don't want? Can I go somewhere? I'm like, hey, you can come here. you can come here. No pressure, but you can come here.
Having me at last minute,
Yes.
you've been so patient, because I know I got frustrated, like, what the hell is this technical stuff?
It's all
So
good.
thank you so much. I love you so much, and I appreciate you more than you will ever know. And I thank you for letting me use your platform to be able to educate, because that's the part that is the basics. I think people need to start with the basics. Some people don't know. Some people just don't get it. And just by starting with the basics of saying, okay, let me find my education, because knowledge is power, and let me start trying to just get over this little puddle before I jump in the ocean. Knowledge is power. So education is what needs to be. And I don't want any money. I don't need a media cookie or a pat on the back. The reason why I just want to get the truth out there. I just want the truth to be out there, and that's because it's priceless, and that's just what it needs to be. And education is number one. If you say if you don't know, you don't know. But if you know, and you are still doing the same things, then you're the problem.
The truth will set you free, friend.
Yes.
Gotta believe that.
Always.
Believe that. Well, I mean, like I say, now listen. Now I might have to go refill. We gonna keep talking now. I can do that if you want. Because like I said, it's amazing. It's amazing how long this thing have stayed on. Because after you got off earlier, it just kept turning off. The people could tell you, because they, like, every time I came back, they were still here. And I was like, hey, so thanks for being here. And so for 2 hours now, it's still been going. And then you were able to still be live, and so you're still on all of our YouTube, Facebook, and both Facebook pages and whatnot. So you still was live this whole time and whatnot. So I mean, God is good. I told you we were gonna chat tonight. Look.
Okay. They ain't get no real that.
Right. I said, in Jesus' name, we finna chat tonight.
Okay.
Look, you called the right one. Look, you inboxed the right one, sis, because we gonna do this tonight.
Okay.
It's like, oh, okay. Got you. 30 minutes.
Like, oh, we zooming? No, we doing this live.
What we doing? And it was so funny, because the more I chatted with them while you were gone, I was like, wait a minute, this thing is still on. Wait, and I'm still talking to y'all. I tell y'all, wait, let me pull this little easel out. Shoot, we got some light on you. Look, shoot. But well, yeah, I appreciate, and I don't know, like you said you don't feel like you said it right. So I mean, you always, like I said, welcome to come back and try to say it again if you ain't feel like you said it right this time. But I feel like you gave a lot of good information for the people, especially if you had no clue that this is happening in the industry and you thought that this was entertainment, or you thought whatever, then hopefully sis here has enlightened you on some of the actual things that's going on in this industry. So yeah, I mean that.
Yes, thank you. I just need people to understand sex work is not working. Look who's pushing that agenda. Pay close attention to who's pushing that agenda and why. If we were really in a pandemic, then our southern border should be flooded with people right now trying to fix it. We're not. We are not in a pandemic. virus is human sex trafficking. It's always been about the kids, and you will see that. I have spoken with nurses who can tell you that they are silenced right now, that they are under oath to not speak about the children that were brought up from in Central Park, from the tunnels. They were told to blame it on COVID, and now all of those nurses have major PTSD and major issues. I have personally talked to nurses who were dealing with the children in Central Park many times. And they can tell you how many dead bodies they've seen and what they've seen. And some of them still can't even put words together. They're in therapy. This is not a pandemic that you think it is. It's about the kids. And when people wake up and realize that, then we'd be in a better place. Sex work is not work. Pay attention who's pushing that agenda. That would be AOC and Kamala Harris and Biden. I'm just going to say it because I'm already getting hell from the Obama administration, so why not? The Obama administration tried to trap me and my mother and my grandmother in Texas. They tried to trap us and kill us with a person that has a show. She tried to make us go to the Florida Mar-a-Lago Island and swore up and down that she was right next door to Trump. That's what happened in Texas. And many people can vouch for that.
Girl, I only got one more sip of wine. Wait a minute. What? Say huh? Oh, Lord.
There's some things that really have went down. And I'm really trying because I have some patience because my mom has taught me better. And I know that when I say some things, we won't be able to do certain things. But I do have some people that are armed and on their way to me because I can tell you right now that I know personally what $65,000 worth of hot dogs and pizza mean. I'm telling you right now that all of this has been about the children. Always. And I don't know why it takes my blood or my mother's blood or my grandmother's blood for anybody to hear that. We're still sitting right here and we will take our dying breath fighting all of these crazy assholes. But I promise you that Hillary Clinton, Obama administration, Biden and Michael Obama are all into what is going on. And you will soon find out that your world is ran by satanic pedophiles. Your elite government is in on it. And $65,000 worth of hot dogs and pizza at 3 o'clock in the morning is code for boys and girls.
Girl, I'm finna fall out this chair. You I told you. Y'all didn't catch it. Y'all missed it. Shit, you didn't catch it. Got to rewind. I caught it though.
So before I knock Miracle off her seat, I'm just gonna say that sex work is not work, and the real pandemic is human sex trafficking. Ask Barack Obama. You'll soon find out because a lot of people worship him because he's supposedly black.
She said supposedly. This not.
Barack Hussein Obama is supposedly black. Yeah, sure he is. I'm going to receive help for that one too. He's just as black as Black Lives Matter. There's a reason. And you'll soon find out. And I can't wait to, if my name comes up on anything, if you're listening to this right now, I volunteered to be the very first one out of a laptop. Please post my video. Sidney Powell, Lynn Wood. I've already said sorry to Candace Owens for receiving the wrong video. I'm sick of this. And I'm sick of being chased around by the Brotherhood police. I'm sick of my friends still in this life and being trapped. I'm sick of them feeling like there's no way out. I felt that way. I felt invisible, and I'm fucking done with it. So let's go. The people that bow down to Obama will soon find out that he is the reason why there are so many dead children. And you ask who built those cages, and you shall know that it was Obama. And it's not the cages that you think about. $65,000 worth of hot dogs and pizza. Why don't you just look up how much a hot dog is? Even at a fucking amusement park, still not getting up to $65,000, even if you brought 2 hot dogs for every person in that room. I can tell you right now that the hot dogs were for Michelle Obama, and the pizza was for Barack. Excuse me, sorry, I mixed that up. The pizza girls were for Michael Obama, Michelle Obama, and the hot dogs were for Barack. The boys. Look it up. But no, nobody's gonna believe me because he was our first Black president. It's the same way nobody's seen me on the way to the White House either, or the way to many of the jobs that I had, because he was the first Black president, so he could do no wrong. When you will soon find out. Same way that Hillary Clinton pulled off a little girl's face off of her body, a 10-year-old little girl. She pulled her nipples and her face off of her body. Code Frazzle drip. Your elite government is the reason why this has gone on for decades. So if you don't get your shit together and wake up now, you're just as much as a problem. Yeah, I'm crying. Yeah, I'm hurt. Yeah, I'm upset. But I never had the chance to cry or be upset or be hurt about any damn thing that anybody's ever done wrong to me. And now I can barely tell my story because I'm the one who's wrong? No. I'm not wrong. And I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that anymore. It's not my fault. It's their fault. And people need to realize that. So, Miracle gonna need another glass of wine if I continue talking. Girl, you're gonna probably need something stronger than that if I continue talking. Because I can do it right now. But I just want to let people know at the end of this video, I do have armed angels on the way to me. Oh, men. There's every mistake in it. It's women. They're locked, they're loaded, and they're ready to deal with any fucking body. So let's do it.
Look, that plus God, I mean, it sounds like a winning team to me. Winning team.
Sounds like I'm on the right team.
You know?
This time.
Shoot. Well, like, girl, you know, look, I sit here and chat with y'all all day. Y'all know how it could be, man. But I don't know if you try to sign off or what, but
yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yeah. But like I said, appreciate you. Thank you to everybody that stuck it out with us through all this stuff that was going on.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Give it up for this lady right here. Y'all show so much love in the comments. I can't read all of them, girl. You know you get all the comments all the time. You get them. But yeah, here she is, y'all. You know, thank and praise God for this moment. Those of you guys, if this was all news to you, everything that was said, then you might want to go re-listen to it, whatever the case is. But yeah. That's it, man. Shout out to you, sis. Look, I'm only going to sign off for the folks. Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.